Hey ladies, it's Bonnie. Thank you for joining me here for a video about applying your Jamberry nail wraps. If you haven't already checked out Jamberry's official video for applying these wraps, certainly go ahead and check that out because it's got a lot of great tips as well. This video is just going to demonstrate a way that has worked best for me to get a great application. So first thing is that we're going to go through a couple of ways to get a great surface of your nails for an awesome application. The one thing you want to do is make sure that you cleanse your nails of all the oils that are on them, and the best way to do that is to take your rubbing alcohol and a cotton ball and just make sure your nails are clean. Jamberry also offers these little packs. They're little alcohol swabs. You can also get these in Jamberry's application kit like this. It's a gorgeous plum little bag, and inside of it you're going to be getting lots of tools for applying your nails. You're going to get some orange sticks, a cuticle rubber pusher, some really great scissors, a crystal file, some trimmers, and also a buffer with a couple of these in there as well. So it's a great thing to have. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll show you exactly what I do. The only other thing you're going to need is obviously your wraps. So today we'll be working with Edgy and Obsessed. These are amazing wraps. On here you're going to get 9 different sizes and 18 strips, and this is going to give you 2 full manicures and 2 full pedicures with extras as either accents or additional nail wraps for other applications. So super fun. You get a lot out of just one sheet. So let's just hop into it and I'll show you exactly what I do. Okay ladies, so here we have everything we're going to be using today. We've got our mini heater, our wraps, and all of our tools that we'll be using. I've already pushed back my cuticles, but I'm going to go ahead and show you exactly what I do when I'm starting mine. You take your alcohol and just rub whatever finger or fingers you're going to be applying to. And I also get under my fingernails, just anything that would be catching the oils. And there we go. Okay, so they've already been treated, and then you're going to take whatever cuticle pusher you have and push back your cuticles. And this is because you don't want any excess skin in the way, okay? And I've already pushed mine back, so we'll just do that. The other thing I do also have on my fingers is Jamberry's strengthening base coat. It's not necessary, but I definitely recommend it for myself just because I used to have really weak nails before Jamberry, and now they are great, strong, and long. So absolutely love that stuff. So let's go ahead and hop into this. We're going to be using Edgy right now. The best way to go ahead and figure out which size is best for you is to take the full sheet. The great thing about it is it's got clear backing on it, so it makes it super easy to figure out which size is going to be great for you. Go ahead and hold it up to your nail and go back and forth if you need to figure out which size is going to be best for you. I always say to err on the smaller side, just because you don't want it to overlap on your skin or your cuticles and then collect all that oil and not be a good application. So always better to just have a little bit of gap on each side of your nail anyways. Nobody's gonna notice it, I promise you. And if they do, they're just too close. So what you can see me doing here right now is taking my cuticle pusher and rolling up the wrap. Okay, so I'm not touching it with my fingers. I don't want the oils on there. And then I'm going to take my scissors. Sometimes it feels like you need like 3 hands the first time you do this. That's completely normal, okay? Sometimes you still need it even if you're doing it as long as I have. So I just cut it where I need it, and that's what I'm left with. Now this is the part where Jamberry typically recommends heating it up first and then applying it. That's where I do it differently. I keep it nice and cold first and then apply it. I'm going to turn the heater on right now for you. See how nice and quiet it is? We can still have a conversation. So it's cold right now. I'm going to go ahead and place it on the nail that I think it's going to fit the best on. I am going to trim it a little bit because it's a little rounder than my natural nail, so I don't want it touching my skin. I'm going to just round off the corners a little bit more like my natural nail. And this takes a little bit of practice. You just have to kind of eyeball it to whatever sizing you think is appropriate for you. Got a little thing stuck on there. Okay, so I've got it to the sizing that I like it. And now I'm just going to gently place it on my nail. Maybe. I'm going to take it off the stick. It's a little easier for me like this because I know I'm going to trim the edge off that I'm touching. So I'm just going to lightly place it on my nail like so. It's barely there right now, so I'm just going to tap the cuticle line just a little bit so it doesn't fly away when I put it in front of the heat. Now this is a metallic wrap, and so what that means is that it needs a little more heat. Regular matte wraps only need about 3 seconds in the heat. Gloss ones need about 4 to 6 seconds. And sparkle or matte wraps need about 8 to 10 seconds. They need a little more love on the heat. So we're just gonna keep it in front there for a minute. You see how it's kind of curled up? Yeah, pretty crazy. So now that just means that it's nice and hot. And we're gonna roll it down from the cuticle line down the middle, and then from the center outward, going down. Okay, and we'll do that for both sides, from the center out and down. Okay, and this just makes sure that we get all the bubbles out. We don't want any bubbles creeping back up, so we're gonna put it back in front of the heat. And the heat and pressure are the best friend of these wraps, okay? They are what makes sure that it stays on and you get a good application. Okay. Heat and pressure. Okay, and then what I like to do is give it a little bit of a tug, just there on the tip. That makes sure that it's nice and pressed down and bubbles aren't gonna creep up on the tip there. Okay. These are really durable. They're made out of vinyl, so they're a really nice material. Okay, so now that's on there like that. Of course, you're not going to leave it like that, so we're going to let it cool off for a second. You don't want to cut it when it's still tacky because you're just not going to get a very good finish on it. So we're just going to give it a moment to cool off. Okay, and you can keep pushing it down while it's cooling off. Okay, so it's cooled off a little bit. We're going to take our trimmers and just cut the excess off right here. Okay, we don't need that. Alright, and it's almost done, but we're going to take our file. I like using a glass file. I love the finish that it gives me. It's a nice smooth finish. So we're going to typically go at a 90-degree angle. That's what Jamberry suggests, but I go at a 45-degree angle because it gets that extra little sliver off. And we're just going to go in a downward motion. You don't want to go side to side and you don't want to go up because that's going to kind of obstruct your wrap away from your nail and not give you a good application. So downward motion, 45-degree angle is my preference. I also have very curved nails, so I go at an angle when I do the edges on the sides, but still going in a downward motion. And you see that you got a little bit coming off right here. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that just comes right off. Okay. So that is what we're left with. I put it back in front of the heat because we've been messing with the tip there. We want to make sure that we didn't lift it in any way. Come back over here. And that is what you are left with, ladies. So that is that. The only other thing you could do if you want to finish it off any differently, some people like to use a bag to wrap their finger and place that in front of the heat. What this does is it gives a more concentrated direction of heat around your wrap, and it helps seal the tip a little more evenly if you're worried about it, okay? So that is one option. Some ladies also like to use what's called a metal cuticle pusher, and you put that in front of the heat for just a few seconds, and it acts as a hot iron, and you just roll that on your wrap, and if you missed any bubbles, that's good to get that out of there too. So those are both just extras. They're definitely different options, but otherwise, there you go. All right. Thanks, ladies, for watching. If you have any questions, I'm here to help.